Hey, Danny.
You are putting this landlord operator Ahmed in front of me once again, who wants
Yes, I
75
am.
grand. What has changed?
Well, you spoke to him, probably a 20-minute conversation. He wouldn't budge. He's trying to, he bought the building on the condition of getting the laundromat with it. And he didn't know what he was getting into, obviously. Not running it well. Over 50% of the machines are out of order. And he's just trying to get a little bit of cash out of it.
So we're hoping that when enough time goes by, he's going to realize I'm not going to be able to pop anybody for $75,000. And
yeah, we gave him about a 3-month break on our calls.
Time to do something. All right.
Yep.
Let us call Ahmed. Here we go. Stand by.
Perfect.
Now's where you subscribe, you louts. Right now, while it's ringing.
Hello.
Ahmed, what's happening?
Who's this?
It's Danny D'Angelo. I'm hurt and upset that you didn't save my number.
I don't recall speaking, but what's going on?
We talked about 3 months ago in reference to the coin laundromat.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember you.
Oh,
you'd call about the laundromat and you wanted to take over. What I recall last is that you hung up on me. So that's probably why I didn't save your number.
Why would I hang up on you? I wouldn't do such a thing.
I don't know.
That doesn't sound like me. So what I'm looking to do is a long-term lease. I keep pretty good notes on the calls that I make, and I don't blame you for trying to scoop up some key fees on this thing. But the more time that goes by, we've opened another store since we talked in Houston, and I'm looking to spend $300,000 on washers and dryers and renew the place. I'm after the infrastructure, frankly. I can't speak to your mindset, but you told me, hey, I signed a lease here and the laundromat was part of the deal. Anybody doing due diligence is going to say, well, I'm giving $75,000 for X. You might be able to do that, but what I'd like to do is start the new year with yet another location. It's a zero-sum game for me. I mean, I need rent abatement from you. I need your help rather than giving you a check. And I've seen this unfold. You might find somebody to give you $40,000 or $50,000, but 6 months down the road, they're going to come back hat in hand and say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing here. I can't run the place with the equipment that's there. It needs to go.
So here's the thing. I mean, it's not like we're not operating. It's not shut down currently. It's not in the greatest shape, but it's also not losing money. So it's perfectly operable in terms of being net positive. Is it a lot? No. Is it where I like to be? No. Is it the business that I'm in? No. None of these things. But to say that, hey, there's an infrastructure value here and I don't value it, okay, that's your opinion and that's all right. You don't have to be the one to agree to that, but that's what I'm looking for.
So it's making money. Businesses are bought and sold based on profit. So how much is it making?
Again, if I'm trying to get rid of it for whatever minimum amount I can get for it, my last ask was $75,000 because it would cost you more than that just to build out a new washateria with gas, water, everything else that you would have to bring in. The infrastructure is there. That's really all I'm saying. Hey, it's here. You can tap into it. There's no additional environmental impact fees.
You're telling me exactly
all of
what
this
I
is not
said.
taken into consideration.
Sure, that's what I said. But nobody's cards on the table. That's what I'm after is the infrastructure. If this was a dentist's office, right? Bear with me. You bought a strip mall and there's a dentist. He's got the spit sinks and I don't know, the scrapers and all the stuff that they need. Then the dentist drops dead. You're not going to go in there and say, well, how hard could it be? Get me some rubber gloves. I'm going to start dentistry. It's just different with
Well,
laundries
again,
where
so let
landlords
me.
think they can
So that's
operate them. No, let's
so
go
two
in your.
things.
It's 75,000. You said
Two
it was the price.
two
What's the
things.
price
This
now?
is
What's the price today?
it's exactly what it is.
Okay. So
That's
what's it
exactly where I
earning?
am.
I'm going to buy a business for 75 grand. What's it earning?
Do you need the monthly in account? It's about 7,000.
Monthly in count.
About 7 to 8,000.
7 to 8.
Basically,
You're
that's how much revenue we bring in.
You're grossing, well, gross, okay. It's grossing 8 grand. What's the net?
Well, I mean, the rent is what I charge myself, 3,500, and then I have 3 ladies that work part time, maintenance, their payroll, and then what is their payroll? Is not a lot since they're all part time. The 2 biggest expenses I have are natural gas and water, obviously. Electricity is okay. It's a pretty good contract that I have. So maybe I'm left with, at best, after paying everything, maybe $1,000, $1,500 a month.
How much time are you spending on this store?
Minimal. I don't have time to spend on this, honestly. It's, again, not my business, not what I'm in. But it's there and it's manageable. So I manage it.
I'm just trying to make you understand maybe something that you don't want to reckon with. You're spending your own personal time for $1,000 a month?
Well, normally
that
I'd say, yeah, that's a bad trade, but I'm spending about an hour and a half of my time on a weekly basis for $1,000 a month. So yeah,
Is that I can't take the money from one store to the bank in an hour and a half. I'm not sure you're being honest with yourself. Not with me, but counting.
If it
counting
was
the
out of my
cash.
way, again, so if it was out of my way and it wasn't my property, yeah, I wouldn't bother with it. But it is my property, and I do have a store next to it, which is fine, which is perfectly operating. So this is just something added on to the side that I have to manage. No big deal for me. I mean, listen, we can talk about how viable it is for me, but I'm still working on it, and it's hasn't bothered me yet. So that's where I am.
Well, I'll offer you, let's see, 15-year lease, 12 months in a year. It's 180 months. Even at $3,000 a month, that's over $500,000. That's what you're getting in a decent, reasonable, and commensurate lease. 540 grand.
One second.
You're sticking to a thought that there's where do you have it listed? How do I know this place is for sale?
How do you know if this place is for sale?
Yeah, I'm just some average schlub on the street and I want to buy a laundromat. How do I know it? How do I find it?
You wouldn't, because I haven't openly advertised it for sale. But apparently you got my number somehow and you solicited it directly to me.
I physically scout locations. My partner and I walk into just about every store in Houston. So we've walked into the store. We've looked at, I didn't find a listing. I was asking, so you're not actively listing it?
No, but I had spoken to a few people that I'm familiar with in this, and they again, I haven't actively gone on and said, hey, this is what it does. I haven't shared numbers with anybody. Before I do that, nobody's really going to jump on it. I shared it with you. I told you what it is, how many, what I want for it. Very basic stuff. So that's where we are.
Well, your
thought is to offer me $3,000 a month rent.
Well, we're not there yet. I've told you from day one, I want to lease the space. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to provide key fees. A good landlord is going to give me rent abatement. It's swamp cooled. Are you aware of that? It doesn't even have air conditioning.
So a couple of things. $3,000 a month. If we do $3,000 a month, I'm gonna have to portion out the taxes and insurance. I'm gonna have to prorate all that based on your occupancy, and I'm gonna pass those bills on.
Sure. I don't expect it to be a gross rate.
Right. No. Okay. So if you do $3,000 a month, I would prorate your whatever the annual taxes, insurance, whatever maintenance you have to put in, and give it to you like, here, this is your bill, tax bill for the year. Okay. All right. So it'd be a triple net lease that we would go with, 3,000 triple net. So we'll come back to the sales price. Well, your rent abatement, what is your expectation on the rent abatement?
On a 15-year lease, 12 months.
12 months is a lot. You wouldn't require 12 months to be operable.
No one said operable. I don't need 12 months to be operable. Ordering the equipment and even getting it in my... Let me explain. I know laundromats and you know buildings. It's not about getting operable. This isn't a McDonald's. No one's driving by at 100 miles an hour and seeing the golden arches. It's a laundromat. So that time is required simply to get folks to come back. The equipment in this place is ancient. They're dinosaurs. So the folks that go here are probably walking here. I want to bring consumers in from 8 to 10 miles out, and I have to do that through advertising. So that time is not in order to get the doors open. It's in order to bring the consumers back that we need to actually profit. A laundromat, no one would run these stores. I certainly wouldn't. I'm not going to run this store to make $1,000 a month. I think you understand that.
1 second. Hold on. Okay, so sorry, I had to take this real quick. All right, so to 10-year lease, you want a 12-month rent abatement. And let's get back to the price for the washed area.
Zero.
I'm still going to be at 75,000. Okay, that's it.
Zero.
Then there's no point. That's a contention point, and I don't think we're going to get
That's how we started. And you said I hung up on you. I didn't hang up on you.
You hung up on me.
What's my name?
Danny.
Excellent. Save my number.
Okay.
Danny D'Angelo, the serious laundromat guy. It's not a point of contention. It's the fact that
it is because you're offering 0 and I'm at
correct.
75. It is
okay.
A point of contention.
Good. Do you think someone's going to come in here and give you 75 grand and run the place the way it is?
I don't know.
I
got on shopped it.
I do.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, if you believe that's okay.
How many Coin Laundry Association meetings?
I'm not gonna.
How many Coin Laundry Association meetings have you been to?
Danny,
how many operators do you know that live in a house on a hill?
You're welcome to.
We're both very good at talking over each other and listening at the same time. If you're at a point where this is, yes. Tell me the thing.
That's fine. Listen, let me ask you. That's fine. You can say that. That's fine. I'm happy. You can be stuck on that and say it's not worth it to me for you pay any kind of money for anything in that. Okay, that's fine. Good. But that also means that I'm not budgeting for my $75,000.
Save my number for next time.
Okay.
Because you will not have sold it. And let me say this. If you market the place for 75 grand and you find someone dumb enough to buy it, now your next tenant is going to fall flat. Do you really want someone who can't pay the rent, or do you want someone that will pay the rent? Obvious answer.
I'll worry about that. That's something I can take care of.
Don't worry. You just said you didn't worry.
No worries.
You're not a dentist.
Something for me to take care of.
You're not a dentist, Ahmed.
Right.
Don't try to run a
dental
Danny,
office. I appreciate. Listen, Danny. Thank you.
6 months.
If you want to get back to me, let me know.
Say goodbye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Now you hung up on me. I'm going to tell.
I like how you said say goodbye at the end.
So we have a mountain and a molehill here, right? We have a guy that, like I said, I think the point of this is time is always on our side.
Yeah.
Did I hang up on him before?
No.
So I don't remember. But to me, hanging up on someone when I'm working for you and I'm doing business, I should be fired. I should be cast off. It should be gulag for Danny. How dare you? It's not really now some people call me a name or whatever else, but I don't let any of this isn't personal. I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like horse traders. I like people like this. But truly set your calendar. We talked to him 3 months ago. We talked to him today. And in 6 months, What's up, man? He's lying about $1,000.
He's
And
not. He's losing money.
that's why I said, okay, all right, given. Always give people enough rope to hang themselves or build a hammock. When he says that it's making 1,000, he said 1,000 or 1,500. Well, that means 800, but that's fine. So you're making $1,000 a month. How much of your time are you spending? And then all of a sudden, he's a laundromat salesman. All of a sudden, he turns into a distributor who's going to say, oh, maybe an hour a week. Dude, you can't even go to the bank in an hour. I know you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 3 part-time employees and this and that. And I see, that's why when we get them talking, everything needs to be written down. It's very, very important so that when we come back and revisit, look, next time he's in there sweeping the floors, I'm going to be like a headache right in his frontal lobe. But we're never in a hurry.
He's going to be thinking about it.
He said the price was $75,000 is another thing, didn't he? The price was $75,000. Oh, okay. Well, that indicates that's past tense. What is it today? It's the same. No, it's not. It's not even listed. Well, how did you find me? Oh, I'm not looking for laundromats for sale, bro. I found you because I'm looking for laundromats.
Yeah, he said you solicited his number.
I don't know what that means.
I bought those third-party services that realtors use where you can buy phone numbers.
Yeah, no. Where did you get his number?
I went to the gas station next door.
There you go.
And which I think is his, and I think it was one of his employees. Like, it wasn't him that I spoke to. I know what this guy looks like. And it was one of the employees.
If I have a crystal ball, I'm going to say this. I've probably pushed this guy into setting up a sales funnel for this place. I probably pushed him into actually listing it. Okay. Now he's and again, I don't have a crystal ball. If I did, I'd be in Vegas. But my thing is, he's looking past me, i.e. you, and he's saying, well, all I have to do is list it and I'll get 70. That's why the last thing I said, the one thing that I wanted to remind him of, bro, if you're able to sell it to somebody for 75 grand, you're not just walking away and never seeing that individual or entity again. You're their landlord now. How are you going to feel when they squeeze? Who has $75,000?
Not me.
Liquid. They'll probably borrow that money, and then they won't be able to borrow another penny.
At 9% interest.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
A fool and their cash are soon separated. Well, there's not that many fools walking around with 75K. All the people on YouTube and everywhere else that are talking about buy a laundromat through seller financing and blah, blah, blah. Most of them would say, oh, get with Ahmed and offer him $4,000 up front. You'll owe him $71,000. I'd rather see you buy a vintage Rolex. At least you could tell time when you needed to. He's not wrong. He's not wrong about anything he said. He's one of probably 3 landlords in my entire 20 years experience that said the infrastructure has value. But then we need to get him to vacillate between that and what the actual business is worth. Because you can't say, I want to sell this as an asset sale, right? Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. What are the assets worth? Nothing. They're worthless.
Nothing.
I want to sell it as a business. Okay. What's the business worth? And that's why I said, let's play the game. How much is it earning? I can't just come right out and say, you're lying, you're not making $1,000 a month. All right. So how do you take that argument and win that argument? Oh, okay, $1,000 a month. That's not bad. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye. He might have said, well, I have a problem with hookers and blow. And the cash is great because I can't spend that money if I take it out of the ATM because my wife will find it. Good, man. Enjoy the laundromat. Good for you. Right? It's an individual thing to him.
Yeah, yeah.
But beyond that, you don't see a T-shirt sold at Walmart on sale because hey, you can't build it for that. When they put something on, I say it all the time, like, oh man, they're trying to blow, you go to Costco, they're trying to blow these out. You look for the little asterisks. French champagne for $15 a bottle. You can't build it for that. You have to pick a leg to stand on, and ours is a zero-sum game. 180 months at 3. Now, by the way, he said he's allocating rent to himself. I was about to go there and say, all right, you're making $1,000 a month. And I was ready to say, but are you paying rent?
Yeah.
Now,
he said $3,500 to himself.
He said $3,500 to himself, so he allocates rent. So he's a smart guy. Now, if he didn't say that, I'd say, okay, are you allocating rent? And most landlords say, well, I own the building. Well, how much do you want from me? $3,500. Take $1,000 off. So you're losing $2,500 a month, bro.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
If Laundromats made $1,000 a month, I wouldn't be doing this.
No, thanks.
What a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. He sounded like he was just on the cusp when you started breaking down the math for him.
Any cusp.
And then he was like, nope, I need 75.
It's a schlock. Well, because part of it is he likes me the same way I like him. You appreciate the other general. All you can see is that parapet wall and his soldiers, and you never really know exactly what's going on. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, right? The best business book ever written. There's a little tongue-in-cheek, what's my name? He said, Danny. Okay, you remembered my name this time. When I first called, he was deadpan. Hello?
He knew your name already.
Who dis? I think both he and I have the ability to talk over each other and still listen to what the person's saying. Ask my wife. It's great. So to come back to earth, it's a good discussion. God forbid he does sell this place. It's not going to be $75K. It might be 10. It might be 30. But that's why I had to twist the knife and say, bro, if you sell this place for $75,000, you're stuck with an idiot for a tenant. You can't build it for that. It's true. But we're forgetting something, Garrett. There's another 10 laundromats 5 miles away that can be had today. It's just a matter of finding them.
Oh, yeah. We'll find them.
And then we get into the fact that this place is swamp cooled. Did you even know that? You notice how he just glazed over that? We start to look at, I'm looking at the photographs.
Got quiet.
Right. I'm looking at the pictures in the document because, dude, are you even aware? Have you had this place through the summer? Do you know that it's swamp cooled and you're treating your customers like scum? Yeah, he got real quiet.
He got real quiet when you said swamp cooled. He goes, how do you know that?
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
It's been in there. Not only are we not going to give you the $75,000, this is some Godfather shit, right? But I expect you to pay for my gaming license. I expect you to pay for new air conditioning. Of course we do. Of course we do. All right. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
And we have another chance for glory here.
Yeah.
All we need is a human being to answer the phone, and that is a crapshoot. Oh, God. Simon.
Yeah.
So
I'm changing it. I'm changing the name to Oh God, Simon.
Yeah. He's, let's just say, difficult to get in touch with. Have I ever spoken to this guy?
No. You've left him some voicemails, and he's the most unanswering realtor that ever was.
He's not the landlord. He's supposed to be a real
He is
estate
the landlord.
agent. He is
He
the
is
landlord.
both.
Okay. And a licensed realtor. Wow. All right, let's try his cell phone number. Here we go.
Okay.
People do weird things at the beginning of the year. Ask your questions in the top chat, guys. I'll get to them here in a minute. You're not getting away scot-free. That's fun. Okay, his Swaler phone, what you have down as his mobile, is giving a busy signal, which is rare, but I'm not surprised. He probably didn't pay his bill. Let's try the orifice number. Here we go. Come on, Simon. Now I know you.
Thank you for calling Braun Enterprises. Rent tenants and management issues, press 2.
Two, four. To leave a voicemail, press 2 or simply stay on the line.
Thank you.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Simon, I really need to get in touch with you, buddy. I'm looking to lease some space here in Texas. Call me on my cell. Danny D'Angelo. You can call or text day or night. Thank you. Has this guy sent texts before?
To you?
Not to me.
No, no, I spoke to him.
My phone is doing dumb things. Yo. Okay, he sent me a text, which is good.
Okay, good.
Danny, I'll be back in the office tomorrow, flying back today. So we're supposed to know that he is somewhere. We're supposed to know that he is flying back. So oddly, even though we've been trying to reach this guy for 2 months and he doesn't answer his phone or return calls, now that he's on vacation, he's decided to send a text. Lovely.
Yeah.
I will put in the notes what I text back to him. Keep looking, and God bless America. Talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, Danny.
Later, dude. All right, on to you louts. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Appreciate each and every one of you, especially the people that are brand new to the channel, new to the process. I'm Danny. I built an empire of laundromats in the Southwest. Not really a fan of the way that this entire industry operated and continues to operate. I felt compelled to start teaching, training, mentoring people 20 years ago. Go look at my channel. And I continue to do so today. I'm doing that through these calls. If you look at the history in the known universe, YouTube, Instagram that didn't exist, TikTok, good God, who TikToks? On all of these social media platforms, I'm the old man in the sea. Not that I'm old, but I've been doing it for 20 long years. If that means shit to you, I believe it should. Of late, some people have gone in only owning one tiny little laundromat and catapulted themselves to stardom. With a TikTok video or two, collecting quarters, and others ad nauseum. Good for them. If you look and you understand algorithms at what I have been doing calmly, casually, I don't want the get rich quick numbers on my YouTube. I don't. Because I don't want to deal with the knuckleheads it brings to your chat. I don't. It's very personal, isn't it? Because YouTubers are in phony private jets with wives with fake mouths and lips, fake Ferraris in the driveway, all that shit. Laundromats are phenomenal businesses if you know how to operate them and, more importantly, how to start, how to get in. And that's one of the processes you see unfolding here right now live, a conversation with a landlord. Hey, Danny, the laundromat's not for sale here in California, so it won't work for me. Wrong. The disposition of the laundromats we go after is one word: shitty. We go after shitty laundromats. If they happen to be for sale, great. If not, so what? Nothing is stopping you from scouting every laundromat in your city, province, town, state, universe. And when you scout them and you see that they are falling apart, that they are doing one after other indication of failure, they're not running it properly, that's through attrition. That's because the previous operator did things in a stupid way. There's plenty of great laundromats all over the world, but the preponderance of them are still being run haphazardly. Why do we care? Because we're going to run them better. We're going to scoop in consumers from the entire area and crush. We don't buy the store. We don't build them from scratch. Okay, you've got a tiny town with one laundromat and it sucks. Either take it over or go do something else. Don't make that your problem. If you live in an area where there's 150 laundromats, I guarantee you X number of them will be ripe for takeover. Even if it was a good store years ago, they fall apart. None of this has anything to do with this one call that we made today. But that one call that we made today will equal either the sale of that location, make Ahmed happy, or him finally wilting and saying, yeah, let's do it. And you have to stick to your guns. 0, that's the sum that we pay for laundromats, truly free. Then we bring the distributors in, we retool the store. If you could see what I see in the photographs provided by my client of this store, it's a joke. The equipment is no longer viable, even if you can keep it running. At what cost? He's not making $1,000 a month. People don't want to be called a liar. How many hours are you spending with? He said, oh, I'm spending this for part-time employees, this much for gas and water and electric. You know what he left out? Maintenance. You keep hammering someone and you prove they're lying to you, eventually they're going to say goodbye. So let them figure. Maybe next time. I sell a silly course. It's not enough. It's a joke. It's been the same price for 20 years. If you are serious about life-changing income, get that silly course. Guaranteed. Always has been. Not guaranteed you'll open a store. Guaranteed that when you see it, the first thing you'll do is watch it again. My only claim to fame is that I am not a bullshitter, because I didn't start years ago saying, how can I take money from people? And far too many folks selling a course, that is their impetus. Let's get to you real quick. Mac says present. Here. Hello, Mac. Azrael, first of his name. I love that. That's a great YouTube handle. Hope all is well. It is. Don't say happy holidays. Merry Christmas. RJ, what's good, Danny? Early morning landlord calls. Love it. It's not that early. What's up? What's up? Wade says he likes doing it for $1,000 a month. He would need at least an hour or two a few times a week to count the cash and deposit it. And I told him that. And he knows that I know that he's bullshitting. Great fun. Danny, why no Vegas meetup this January? Also, I don't hear you mention anything about the 7-year depreciation on equipment anymore. I do talk about it all the time. It's only so many hours in the day. I do Vegas when I decide to do Vegas. I've personally been Vegased out recently. Yes, depreciation, 7 years. Taxes are so very important. The wash, Kevin says, he said his number was 35K. I missed that if he did. Nicholas redacted his message. Good. R, I remember this guy's name, being R. You have an experience with Domas equipment. Are you winding me up here? I see it's one of the cheaper options to retool. Don't know anyone who has used them. I don't want to pay more in the long run by going cheap. Why are you looking at laundromat equipment? Do you already have a lease? Because that step shouldn't even be in your immediate future until you have a lease, until you own a store. The distributors themselves will treat you very differently. If you see that that is whatever it is, doesn't matter. That's my answer. Doesn't matter. Hip, Speed Queen, Wascomat, American Dryer, Dexter, they all pretend like they are the Cadillac of laundry equipment, but the truth is there is no Cadillac. None of them have come up with anything good, better, or new in decades. Someone asked me the other day, where do you get your replacement parts for your X equipment? Laundryparts.com. A drain valve is a drain valve, kids. The parts are fucking interchangeable in this equipment. Once you know that and you understand it, once you realize, I mean, you're a Chevy man, great. Your dad probably gave you one when you were a kid and for life. Wonderful. I don't care. Or you're a Ford man or a Dodge man. That's silly. If you're a businessman or woman, you shouldn't care what the brand is. You should concern yourself with price and longevity. So when it comes to equipment, it doesn't matter. Israel says 9% interest rate. No, it is not a 9% interest rate. Everyone's saying, oh, interest rates are high right now. The equipment manufacturer is the one you're going to deal with. I'll probably do a webinar before Christmas, which means next week, and we will probably talk about interest rates and finance. You're dealing with not the distributor, who's the car dealer. You're dealing with the manufacturer. It's that simple. Wade says the process works everywhere. Get the course if you haven't already. Go from there. Look at Wade. No commission for you, Wade. Machines painted white look really nice, but the paint might chip over time. Of course it does. The machines originally have, what's the term? Somebody help me. They're chemically bonded, the coating, veneer. You guys with these dumb questions. He can find the laundromat anywhere, she everywhere. Don't call people dumb. Elvis, I think you should paint the machines like Danny's shirt. Hell yeah. Let's go. Patrick Starr. Hey, Patrick. Hey, SpongeBob. Paint touch-up won't look as good. Oh, what are we talking about? Don't go painting machines. You might have them powder-coated. That's different. How often do you clean the candy cane stacks? You don't. If you do it properly, you'll have a cover on them and you go up there and pull it off. They should be, the lint should be coming out, the dry lint on its own. That's the way that it works. Good afternoon, y'all. And these questions, I wonder about someone who asks that. I wonder if you have a laundromat, because why else would you ask that? It just seems odd to me. Asking a question about what the 5th year of marriage is like, that's not really something you hear from newlyweds. Good afternoon, y'all. Let's hear something about the call that we were just on with Ahmed. Let's do that before we jump. Now painting the concrete floor white could be done yourself. Don't paint the floors. Don't paint the floors. It's going to fall apart and chip and look like shit. Stain it. Stain it. That's what you do. Are fun. Stainless steel machines don't look as friendly and inviting as painted machines. Elvis, I'm not sure why we're talking about painting machines. Do you own a laundromat? Can you help me find a laundromat in Kalamazoo, Michigan? Yes, Nick. I can help you find a laundromat anywhere by understanding what the indications of failure are. And I think you understand how I help. I don't fly up to Kalamazoo and hold your hand. This works there, it works everywhere. How much does your best and worst laundromat pull in a monthly net? I don't talk about numbers, and that's the thing about laundromat operators that are doing very well. If I say X, you notice how I didn't even say a number, any number. If I say X, you're going to cling to that number. I'm not avoiding the question. I'm not saying it's none of your business. These stores net tens of thousands of dollars a month. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it and doing it properly. Far too many people take profit and take profit and take profit, and they never give back. And when that store starts to fall apart, they sell the laundromat. The guy we spoke to today, you didn't hear the original first conversation 3 months ago. He bought a strip mall, and it happened to have a laundromat in it. So like my dental analogy, he decided, hell, how hard could it be? Let's run it. And now the veneer is cracking, and he's realizing it's not something that he wants to do. Something tells me Elvis is a painter. Yeah. I don't operate a laundromat yet. Just watch hundreds of hours of your content to learn as much as possible, Danny. Well, Jose, hundreds of hours of my content on YouTube. Get the silly course. I think you know that. It is early today, ladies and gentlemen. Elvis says, Brandon and Investment Joy mentioned $8,000 per month from his laundromat. I'm going to say this again. That store, I visited his store. This is on YouTube. This isn't new information. I told him to shut it down. The first thing I did is walk the perimeter, check the parameters, and see if there was any ability for him to knock down a wall and make the place bigger. Take a deep dive and look at that store, that one store. It's only 900 square feet. It's very, very small. It's too small to even profit. Okay? Now, when you have someone that has millions of followers and is into social media, is that the person you want to listen to because they happen to have a laundromat? That is not what a profitable store looks like. Now, for him, it's gold. That is his set in order to show coin collection videos. And he knows that. Bohr says, I'm a 70-year-old retired, very active am. I too old for this to start, Norm. Norm, no. No, Norm. My oldest successful student, 81 years old, and that's probably 2 years ago. He and his wife called in on one of my webinars and talked to me about their store and how they were turning it profitable. And if I remember, it was the Boston area. So he's got 10 years on you, brother. Don't let outside factors be some bullshit that stops you from doing anything. Are you too old to run for president? Don't get me started. I was begged to do this, to make calls. And logistically, I didn't understand how it would work, how I could do it. But anything can be done. So I figured it out. You want me to call landlords for you in Kalamazoo? I'm not making that up. Start with the silly course. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, kids. There is tons of hard work. And the one thing that folks don't want to do is deal with guys like Ahmed and make the call. You'll never hear me say I'm an expert in anything. I will happily make that call for you and again until you get a success. What was something funny that was said here? Oh, now I forgot. Kalamazoo. So those of you that know my lives well, we pick on a little phrase as soon as I end the stream, not in the top chat here, but we're going to go into the comment section in the video because it's going to be evergreen. I'll leave it up. Kalamazoo, Michigan, whatever you want to say, make a rhyme, a limerick. Go in there and do that thing. R says, Investment Joy is Christian. I don't think he would lie. What did he lie about? Who said he lied? I'm saying if $8,000 a month net is considered good, it is not good. That's what I am saying. Lied about what? No one called him a liar. Another topic. I call him on the phone if I cared to. No one's calling anyone a liar. Weird the way people take things the wrong ways. Kalamazoo. Danny, you should offer your services to call for any topic, says Slim Pasty. I would hardly argue with my wife for me. Well, I'll do that for free. Anthony says, I remember you mentioning an approximate gross revenue is 10,000 square foot in dollars, to 25% of which, yeah, that, no 10 times. So that is a metric, what you're talking about, Anthony. That is a metric. In a well-run store with appropriate and commensurate rates of rent, in rented space, you're keeping 25% of every dollar. There it is. And that's still true today. Phenomenal rate of income. 900 square foot sounds like a gold mine. My friend Brandon is a YouTuber. Okay? Don't forget that. There are a lot of folks on here that are. And if you fall lockstep, you like the guy, you like his personality, you like my, I don't want you to like my fucking personality. I don't care. If you do, more power to you. Wonderful. But bringing up other people who happen to have YouTube channels on my channel, unless it relates to what I am doing and how I'm doing it, it doesn't really make sense. We're going to make comments in the video. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Tyler's at work listening to Danny. Fantastic. All right, off we go. Soon as I stop this thing, Jane, go over and make a comment. All of you. There's 47 of you on here. Do it. Make me proud. Merry Christmas.